I don't know, sir.
Hello, traders. Welcome to episode 1112. You can be doing anything, you're here, thank you, I appreciate it. Where Bitcoin's had a little bit of a rise today, but not really altcoins. If anything, altcoins have gone the other way, save for Bitcoin Cash. Somehow Ethereum Classic's up 0.67%, ICX, VeChain now in the green. But to talk about everything else, you'd think like Ethereum's down almost 3%. Where it was down like 4% earlier. So that is all testament to the Bitcoin dominance that is on the rise. And we will look at that, but just looking at Bitcoin just another way. Right, just who cares, man? Just spitballing, this is what the stream's for. So you know, if anything, right, 10,952 is a critical resistance, man. You got to break it. It's your local high from August and September of 2019. Above that, there's really not much of anything else except for this newly manufactured chop. That's it until 12K. So like 10,952 and then 12K. You know, I mean, I'm sure this stuff will be tested 11.2. I mean, these are common retrace areas. The 200 moving average is there too, so you could run up and up thrust and then fail and dump again. But you know, the higher we go, the more breathing room we're going to have to the downside, right? Where the impulse we're going to get is going to sell off, but man, we could eventually double bottom down there, right? So maybe descending broadening wedge. There's a supply line well above you around 11,600, which is kind of in no man's land where there is no major overhead resistance. Just so if you break 10,952, I mean that's definitely a possibility of testing that eventually. People I know were trying to make the argument for some sort of bearish divergence. It's really choppy, man. It's really tough to. It's not discernible, and you don't have the other oscillator backing you up. But one thing you know about these little uptrends that appear on the RSI, they're meant to be broken. So eventually, you know, you get too high, you'll break it to the downside. So nice RSI uptrend for now. Okay, so what? We broke above 10,550, which was a critical support resistance, and now we've made our way up to the next real resistance, and we have gone no higher. We've only touched it one time for moments before pulling back the rest of the entire day until about now. We're starting to climb again and could see 10,952. Bitcoin's up around $200, getting close to it anyway. At one point it was. Daily, man, whatever. The daily. Right, where really important steel support tested and you bounced off of it. May 5th, 2018, if you remember. You bounced, and you're now showing positive momentum today for the first time since August 10th, man. Well, we knew that might have been coming at some point, dude, right? I mean, just prolonged MACD histogram in the negative. Eventually, it always goes back to positive. All right, so let's see how big is the histogram wick gonna get with the fall through price action. It all depends on the fall through price action we receive once it goes green again. So you talk about an RSI little downtrend here. You're breaking that. I know it started as divergence up here. I just extended the line out, so don't think it's all bearish divergence. I'm saying, like, right, trying to break an RSI trend here. The upside, that's good, man. I mean, you know, back to the equilibrium level, 50 on the RSI on the daily. So you know, when there's not a trade set up, what can all I can do is tell you about support resistance and the oscillators as they stand now, and how we are above at least 99.50. We're butting up against I don't know, it's less significant, I guess, a little bit right here, just because it was, you know, it doesn't go back all the way to 2018, but it is, you know, you could definitely reverse here, as we certainly have before. So break it and good things could happen. Do it weekly. And we're going to look at dominance next. Look at, I mean, you know, this is what I'm talking about. Three Gorges Dam resistance is 11,500. Got a way to go, but honestly, man, like, right, you look at it, you're not too far off the Three Gorges Dam. I mean, when you go to the weekly, just all the chop just goes away. And as you can see, like on the weekly, there's nothing here. Though we know right here, you know, on the daily, nothing on the weekly really. So interesting. Let's go to futures before Bitcoin dominance. Just we take a look. They just reopened. That's kind of why we want to go to them at the beginning of the stream. All right. So Bitcoin currently 10,890 on futures, and you know, as it just started, I'm talking like 11 minutes ago, the trading resumed. You know, the index funds are all up infinitesimal amounts, like 0.08, 0.05, 0.07, right? NASDAQ, S&P, Dow Jones. They were pretty flat today. Had a pretty decent rally, or really like gapped up, sold off, and really what had to happen during power hour, the last 60 minutes of trading, was the S&P 500 sold off to back test a very critical area. And we'll go to that right after Bitcoin dominance. So you can just see, you know, it's the thumbnail. It's just a thing that's happening right now. And it's, it, you know, makes you say, oh, no big, I mean, go figure, right? Go figure on why Ethereum's dumping while Bitcoin's having a good day, while most other altcoins aren't having a good day. It's Bitcoin right here. It's beginning to, oh, you got, this is the weekly. Sorry, I don't. Dang, from this low to this low, dang, man. I mean, you know, whether it plays out or not, I have no idea. It's the Bitcoin dominance. It's not actually something that people are trading, but I mean, this is pretty real, right? A discernible swing low, a new histogram island that separates it, and then another low right here. I mean, that is classic Class A bullish divergence, at least on the MACD, not on the RSI. So, also, I mean, if you look left on the weekly, where traders set it up, I guess you would call it that, whatever. Wherever this candle closed, September 3rd, 2018, you're trying to hold on to it. So critical areas, and you go back to July 2017, yeah, that as well. So, you know, this holds here. I mean, you could think that Bitcoin, it doesn't necessarily mean Bitcoin's going to rise in price, but it could mean these alts continue to bleed out, right? That's the weekly. You know, I haven't even really looked at it. So let's go to the 4 hour, though. Something that you could apply this across any market. Look at this, dude. I mean, this is what you want every time on anything. I mean, this is what we were getting on Under Armour, TTI yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever. Right, where you make a bottom. There's a critical support looking left. We just look at it on the weekly, right? One bottom, a second bottom. On the second bottom, you have a higher level of relative strength. Let's go, dude. Right? I mean, and technically, in the end, you could have argued the same thing for the MACD, right? And then even like from here to here, even more divergence. So from there, we get a big rally. But until you start breaking above previous highs, you're not reversing the trend at all. Like 61.68% Bitcoin dominance of the total market cap would have to be achieved for a reversal. So, but it could meander on up. It could keep floating up there to test that. So that's still a little ways to go. Oh, I don't know, Quando, man. Thanks for the $1.99 super chat. No idea, dude. $3 TTS, right? So just an interesting development that it's kind of educational and it's showing like, hey, TA is being respected at least this time on the dominance. Okay, so let's go back to Bitcoin one more time. Go to the daily and just talk about it, right? Devil's advocate. Have a little fun with it. All right, so the fact remains, the most previous, you know what, I'm gonna ask y'all, what is the most previous discernible swing low on the daily right now? Not the one we just made, not the one we just manufactured at 99.50, but before that, what's the most discernible swing low that you can see? Tell me what it is, chat. I'm gonna wait on y'all. What's up, Paul? Glad you made it, man. I mean, it really is kind of a range, right? But a lot of y'all are right. There's a lot of different answers, but it's really like between 8,500, but I really think like 89, 9,000, right? Right there, right here. That's where it was, and you know, you could see a sell-off. I can discern the valleys here, right? So that's it. So with that being said, from that valley, from these valleys, or on the RSI, right? Even right before where the last histogram was negative, doesn't matter. Whichever way you look at it, I mean, that's real. That is separation of two different valleys. One valley is higher than the other, and on the higher valley, you have much higher levels of negative momentum. So impending price action continuation to the upside is still being applied here, and now it's starting to play out some But remember, hidden bullish divergence doesn't ensure that you're going to make a higher high than your previous high. We have to, keep in mind overhead resistance looking left, which we're currently at, 10,982, down sloping resistance. And then, above that is all like other overhead resistance from history. The Three Gorges Dam, 12K, man. So it could be argued. It certainly could be argued about the hidden bullish divergence, the continuation of the upside after making a higher low than the previous low, which was a higher low than the previous low before it. So the trend is still bullish until we get like a daily candle close below this 9,000 area. You have to close below that. So it's good to see maybe accumulation still going on. But remember, man, we are at a really cool, critical time in Bitcoin's tenure to where we know, just because the halving happened this year, we know, since that's occurred, we only have about a year left, maybe a year and a few months left to see if the stock to flow theory is real on Bitcoin. And if it is real on Bitcoin because of the halving, we know we should be at substantially higher prices in about a year or a few more months after a year, right? So 15 months. So that's good, right? That's really good to know fundamentally, even though no one cares about fundamental. I get it, right? But look, man, I have a hold account and a trading account. Okay, they're separate. The hold account's hey, I believe in fintech. It's a call option on the future of where everything's going, where the U.S. dollar is depreciating value. We're gonna look at that. That had I think it had a green candle today, but that's why I'm saying it's a very interesting time, because you just give me one more year, okay, of watching the stream, if you like it and stuff, and let's see really where Bitcoin goes, and let's put that stock to flow to the test. Because again, if it's real, much, much, much higher prices than where we're at right now. Technically, even based on all the variables involved with cost of mining, at this current price, I don't think anyone's making money mining right now. But miners are continuing to mine at a loss because they're also gambling and speculating on the stock to flow to where Bitcoin prices in 15 months should be at much higher prices, according to that. So that's the hold account stuff. That's the whole gamble on it. All right, whatever. Good gamble. Reward to risk is there for the long term. But trading wise, hey man, we're looking at Under Armour and Cisco and Tyson chicken tenders, TTI, right? There are things we're trading. It's just people are obsessed with Bitcoin. So there's a beautiful amount of search engine optimization in Bitcoin Live. That's why every day is that. So you get what I'm saying, right? There's the trader side, and then there's the gambler, speculative betting side. Okay. So not the coolest, the greatest looking potential trade setup right now on Bitcoin at this current time, but we've had them before in the past. They just don't come around that often. Just like every other asset. You have to look at, as the trader, you have to look at Bitcoin as just a chart, just Japanese candlesticks. Old side different. You can think a little differently in that way, in that regard. Okay, so no, I just blacked out, man. But what we're gonna do with Bitcoin dominance, we need to look at the S&P 500. I guess we can just go to Ethereum. Let me show you. Bear flag still. I don't know how. It could be a complete meta shift again. We see those where something major happens on Bitcoin and then everything else just gets wrecked, or vice versa. Bitcoin does nothing and all alts plump. Right here, dude, I still like the way the histogram looks on the daily on Ethereum, but man, the 4 hours just... It's a really nice channel, and I guess the further it extends, the less likely it becomes that it is a bear flag, but still could consider it some sort of bearish consolidation. Right, that's beautiful. Well confined. It's going up and touching those support resistance. This is the bots, all of the composite man have this set up the same way, dude. All right. You just made a lower high, local lower high than your previous high, but you're above 360. You're at 366. Holy crap, dude! You want to talk about critical areas on Ethereum? You bring it up almost every stream we look at it, dude. You gotta go to the weekly to see 366, where we are to the pretty much penny right now. You can't even see where the price is because this yellow trend line is obscuring your view of it. This is Ethereum's price right here on this yellow line. What is that yellow line? My God, man. It's like a freaking movie. We're at that part in the movie where it's just like nail biting. We don't know, man. Are the protagonists going to win, or are the antagonists going to destroy them and take over the world? Right? So if you understand like context of support resistance, this is a freaking movie right now, and it's the craziest part of the movie. Crescendo. We're getting there. Gooder one coffee, man. Kings. Okay, so let's I guess we can shift it to S&P 500, which is a very notable event, or I guess occurrence today with what happened that we've been talking about recently. We got to get back above those February highs. We're above them. All right, today, later in the day, we sold off to test them as support, and in the last 5 to 10 minutes of trading, we had a bounce off of it. So it could be real that market participants have now said, hey, what was once resistance, for the first time in history, do you hear me? For the first time in history, is being regarded as support. Though we have made all-time highs, congratulations, dude. We smelled a rat a mile away because we knew it just kept going up. And it's like, dude, eventually this gap's going to fill, man. And at the same time the gap's going to fill, we're going to back test previous all-time highs as support. Well, history today. It's never happened until now, today, dude. So I think that's a pretty big deal, dude. And at the same time, your negative momentum on the daily is waning, so good. Keep it going. Let's get some follow price action. See positive again. So attempted rally. You know, we're still decent percentage points off all-time highs, but man, I just think that this had to happen. This is just how it works over and over and over across all markets that are real. Right? You gotta regard supports. You gotta confirm that supports are supports, not resistances anymore, right? What's up, Crypto Fractal? Okay, so, hey, did you hear about the Apple Watch that came out today? What is it again? It tracks the oxygen in your blood. What else does it do? What are the new things with it? It's crazy, you know? It was on the thumbnail, man. Notable. The Apple didn't really do anything. I guess we're on stocks. We can go look at it. It had that unveiling event today. Okay, so, you know, end of the day up 0.16%, but after hours gave them all up and it's down 0.29%, 115.20. All right, so hidden bullish divergence, you could certainly make the case for that on both oscillators. What a high flyer, man. I'm just talking your previous discernible swing low on a daily time scale to the next one. There it is, dude. I mean, that's glorious. Much clearer than Bitcoin, by the way. Yeah. Make it teal so you understand it is not classic bullish divergence. It is hidden. There's a difference. If you don't know the difference, there are many ways to learn. One way is joining Patreon. But, you know, obviously, all the resources are free, man. But you can be supporting the stream at the same time as you learn how to do this. Okay, so from that previous swing low to high, 50% retrace, almost 618. So, you know, just a common retrace where it could go to 107.90. I mean, a gap fill could happen. This could be a breakaway gap. I don't know. I mean, that's a decent amount of volume. Depends on the money printer, man. That's pretty good right there. So, you know, when we're on the daily and we are able to identify hidden bullish divergence, what we want to do after we identify and we can see it clearly, concisely, is we want to zoom in on the 4 hour. And we're then looking for classic bullish divergence or another form of hidden bullish divergence, right? Unfortunately, I mean, you don't really have it. You could argue on the RSI you do, but the histograms, you know, too much oscillation to really claim it here on MACD. But yeah, maybe the RSI a little bit. But the combination, the holy grail combination, is hidden bullish divergence on the daily, and then Class A, Class B, classic bullish divergence on the 4-hour. Combine those, and you got a really good argument for a reversal to the upside, continuation of the upside at the same time, because they're meaning both. All right. Are we cool? Is everyone on the same page here? So Apple, good stuff, man. So we had top gainers today. ALXN up 6.31%. Corvo again. What the? Excuse me? What was that? My little echo making weird, doing things. I don't know, man. I've never even heard that noise before. So Corvo, QRVO up 5.82%. It's been top gainers recently. Oxy Energy was up today, 5.31%. Losers, cruise line companies, banks didn't do well today. Tapestry finally had a pullback, but nothing like it's had on the runs, right? Only gave up about 3.88%, but when it's up like 10+% in the past couple trading days. Clorox down today. Caterpillar down today, so Dow Jones didn't really do much. Oops, double fibs here. I do want to look at looking with patrons today, just so they can follow along. Western Digital, very interesting look here. All right, isn't this exactly how we want the harmonics to develop? This is it, dude. I mean, though we haven't hit the PCZ yet, which is really crappy. I hate that. We were so close. $32 really on the dot. But, I mean, why do you not hit PCZs? I would imagine Bulkowski would say because of overwhelming support below you, and there is support right here at $35. And this is far more, significant than you would think, right? Where, I mean, back from 2016, right? You bounced again, you fell below it, and now you're like back testing the spring. This is the spring, the back test of the spring, and the upside could be tremendous on Western Digital. But dang, dude, is it gonna look? I mean, was that it? A 70% retrace? Man, just not quite deep enough, man. If we could ever get to $32, dude, this could be the Jesus entry. Oh, and it'd be perfect too, because we're Tom Brady in it. We can see it before it happens if it was to develop. Where, like, look at the RSI, how it's set up now. If we could get one more dump to a slightly lower low, then this would bamboozle everyone out, right? One more dump to the downside to the PCZ to get a second bottom, one bottom, two. We get that all the time, right? The confirmation low. And then the RSI would be doing something like this, right? You'd be looking, that'd be Class C bullish divergence, which is okay. That'd still probably be good enough for me to take along. But man, just think about this, visualize the low to the lower low, how perfect it would be, man. And I say that because it doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it's exactly what we want. So when we know what we want, we don't have to settle and let the market play us. We can play the market, right? So we want this to occur at the PCZ of the structure and be disciplined to know that there really wasn't an edge. When Western Digital bounced here, there wasn't an edge on the 4-hour at all. And the 4 hours how we know to take our longs. Okay. See, I would have an Apple Watch. See what y'all talking about? I would have an Apple Watch, but dude, it's like you have to charge that thing every freaking day. And like and when it charges, you're sleeping, right? But like the Fitbit, you don't have to charge it every day, and it tracks your basal heart rate or whatever. So you can, like I've noticed, the more I run and exercise, the more my heart rate goes down when I sleep. So and this is over time. This isn't like one day. I mean, this takes weeks, months to see that progress, but it's cool. And you can't do that with Apple, the Apple Watch. Too much power does too many things. You know what I'm saying? Like one day, right? And this is like where Tesla comes in. And, you know, it's not really, but you know, are you investing in a car company? Or are you investing in a battery company? I mean, what are we so limited on in everything? Batteries. If we can get some sort of revolution in the battery industry, I mean, these Apple Watches, there would be no reason to get a Fitbit. I mean, you know, maybe it's cheaper, but money's not really the problem. It's the actual battery life that probably prevents a lot of people from using the Apple Watch. And what was it? Maybe only like 20-something% of all Apple users, people that own phones and iPads, have Apple Watches. So they think that there's still a lot of opportunity for growth in that area. I'll tell you, Tim Cook, you do have opportunity if you can somehow do something with the battery life. That's it. That's the ticket. I mean, that's the next thing. So we're looking for growth prospects, batteries. Temperature tracking. Oh yeah, that was something else that Apple is doing too. But yeah, a new Fitbit with temperature. I mean, especially with COVID stuff, you know, for real. I guess we can now, since you met the criteria, Quanda. Sure, dude. Remember when this was a request show, chat? Let's go, dude. Let's go. All right, it's fine. It's got the divergence. You're okay, man. Look. This is how it works, man. Patience is so important. Where it wasn't showing an edge at the PCZ, it rallied, and you're just like, what the heck? And then it sold off again, and now it's making a secondary bottom, kind of a lower low secondary bottom, right? So it's just on harmonics, man. Like when one takes the entry, when they're playing it like this, it could take a while before it breaks the upside. I mean, Bitcoin 2019 was the perfect example. I guess we can go to that so you could see. It took us, I think, like eight days plus before liftoff, and people were just the whole time just like, what's going on, man? This is broken. This is stupid. We're going to 2K. We're done. It's over. It's like, I feel like I'm going crazy. It's almost like the Michael Burry guy, you know, in The Big Short, like him just feeling like, you know, he has a position, he's taking on losses. It's not like that per se, but it's like, dang, man, I'm questioning myself, question the TA. No, you can't question the TA, all right? Quintuple MACD bullish divergence back in 2018, y'all remember that? Some of y'all do. And we're just like, I'm losing my mind, dude. I must trust in the TA. That's right, Cosmic Elf, exactly. And that's why it's valuation is what it is, probably. I mean, probably. Again, dude, batteries are our limitation in everything that's mobile, man. Like our phones, watches, iPads, our cars, everything. And I think that's like the next thing. Like, right, we had a revolution in information, like how the internet came to be. Now have a revolution in how like fiats, or like, you know, the monetary system with cryptocurrency. Well, at some point there's going to be a revolution in the battery industry, and it's going to be like, oh my god, we can do so much more now because we've discovered or invented a new revolution in batteries. So what can you trust if not the TA? You can trust in yourself. I mean, whatever. Okay, so there's your cron, Quando, man. I mean, it's okay. It's like literally it's the third bottom of a potential 3 rising valleys. It's at a 78.6% retrace from its previous discernible peak on the daily and 4-hour. It's showing it did show divergence right here. I mean, this is good. So eventually, it needs to get above 555. Critical, dude. You got to do it, man. It's an ice line back from May of 2018. And August 2018, I'm plotting that 561. You get above that, man, you can have a real good time and eventually see 665. But if you're going the Casey Stubbs targets way for a trade, 720 and 814. Are you prepared? Right? Do you believe, man? I mean, this to me at this point, and yeah, you're still not bullish, right? You're just making consecutive lower highs. You're still in a correction, but now, man, what was happening was just lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. But now you're making these higher lows. Now you're forming like ancient, amazing patterns. And so it could do something very similar to what Cough did. Cough, dude, July 11th, posted for patrons at everyone. If you were a patron in July, this was like a very, very good one, okay? The Gartley, the same structure, the divergence on both oscillators, so it was a little bit better. I don't know, you could have argued somehow that from this low to this next histogram low, there was divergence. Sure, okay. But eventually, what these patterns can do. And what I love about it, this was the ice line, right? Where was the PCZ? Dude, it's nuts. It's freaking, you won't even believe it. It's too perfect. Well, maybe, crap. On these TradingView publications, they don't let the data go all the way back. It's a critical support from 2016. It's too perfect, all right? So, patient man wins. Patient man prevailed on this one. So, Cough hit its first target yesterday. Or really, there were three targets. We thought maybe a reversal could happen here. So I was plotted. It did reverse to make a higher low and then ran again. So you're just looking possibly at a COF before it happens here on Cron. You just gotta be cognizant of consecutive higher lows, the rule of three, the third low. If you keep making higher lows, I mean, there's a high probability, a mathematical higher probability that the move's going to be coming soon. And if you're showing a harmonic like this, man, it's hard to ignore. You break 561, it could be moon time on Cron. I know, still in a correction, but this is how reversals to the upside occur after major corrections that last over a year, okay? Am I crazier? Moore's Law doesn't apply to batteries? Dang, man, what if it did? And how do we make it, dude? How do we make it do that? I mean, that's like, you know, like Bob Lazar. If you haven't seen Bob Lazar's thing on Netflix, where he talks about the alien technology and stuff, where it's like a freaking nuclear power plant condensed into this energy ball on the spaceship, right? Us being able to harness energy is so important, and that's like the battery, right? So that's how we really will, as humans, like, we will elevate to new levels when we can harness more energy. Right, I think there's like a thing on it where there's like, we're level 1 civilizations and there's level 2 and level 3 civilizations. Level 3 civilizations have to be able to harness all of the energy of like a quasar or like a super massive black hole in the middle of a galaxy. Yeah, that's how you become a level 3 civilization. I was watching something, it's incredible, but okay, so Cron, Cough, man. How about Cisco, dude? Telling you, man, about value. People ask me about value. Got a breakout today. Hey, man, Cisco. Yeah, commercial food and supply company that is pretty much a monopoly. You broke out. You broke a critical resistance from June 8th. Highest levels you've seen since March 6th on Cisco, dude. Let's go.
Can you do platinum? And yes, hype in the chat.
Pierre, thank you for the 1361 super chat. Yeah, we can look at platinum if you will it, or if you want it. Okay, so man, we're looking at things where, hey man, you're here for the crypto, you need to change your mentality and your attitude. You're only here for the crypto. Dude, you should be here only for the TA, not the crypto, okay? I mean, look at TA. Look what TA can do if you're able to identify. Look at this bullish hammer pattern that bounced that 200 moving average, right? A bullish hammer off a 200 moving average near the same low, but on this low, from this low to this low, made a higher low with higher levels of negative momentum. I mean, hidden bullish divergence, critical thinking here.
Another good day today.
What's up, bro, man?
Some good setups and had a healthy sell-off. Back tested a previous high. Any thoughts on future targets? Thanks, man.
No, when the party's over, the party's over. You know, I think that ended already on Regeneron. We can look at it for sure. But don't come here for the. Maybe you come here for the crypto initially. I'm using crypto as a gateway drug for you to get into other markets where all the research of what I'm trying to teach you was created, where it came from, right? None of the stuff that I'm applying to the crypto market was researched there. It was all researched on this market that I'm looking at right now, stock market, okay? Get that? Things will go a lot better, right? Okay, there's just not been opportunity in crypto kind of in the past month, dude. It's just it's too murky, not enough of an edge. It's a Momo-driven asset class. The Momo kind of shifted to the downside. Consecutive lower highs on Bitcoin. What do you do in those conditions? You go to other markets, find other opportunities, right? Or you go short. But dang, man, until we fall below 9,000, it's not really a bear trend. It's still Bitcoin's still somewhat in an uptrend on the daily. Platinum Connect. Oh, I still have this up. Matthew D, if you're out there, get wrecked, dude. Get wrecked. Failed attempt, right? You could never break it. Could you? Nope. Destroyed, dude. What was that? XCB. Let me check my watch list. XPT, that's right. Yep. So this is what I'm saying. Like, it's all crypto is kind of like, oh man, we were in a downtrend kind of, and it hasn't really reversed. Hasn't given evidence of a major reversal yet. Lower highs now, lower lows. I mean, that's just big wet fart. Look at that. That resistance, man. You went up, tested with a scan weight before dumping again. Just, oh man. Oh, looks like a beautiful bearish cipher going on, maybe, but you are in an uptrend. But this is how reversals can occur. This is a beautiful looking bearish cipher nearing the pattern completion zone. You better be
Love
careful
your
here,
TA,
dude.
Big fan. Your thoughts on AVGO? Is there more room to grow?
Wabago? I don't know. We'll look at it, BD. Thank you for the $14.99 super chat. Cheers, dude. Wow. Look here, listen. At $982, a major reversal could occur. And so I'm just saying, like, what are you talking about? That? Maybe not, but we're just pointing out potential reversal harmonic, okay? Very clear, very concise, the lower low. Look how overbought you are. See, that's one thing about the 4 hour, there's no edge. Let's look at the daily. Oh, you better look out, man, right? Pattern completion zone of harmonic, and I don't know, it'd be a lower high, it'd be bearish convergence, I guess. You can't have divergence on the daily of harmonic like that, but still visible right there. You can see it. XABCD. Good news is you're back above 950, 960, which is a critical support resistance from history. But you might be just too, I don't know, man, right? I mean, second day of positive Momo, and you hadn't seen positive Momo since August 11th. Just like Bitcoin, just like gold, just like silver. I mean, they're kind of synced up with their histograms. So I don't know, you know, like if anything, there might be a shorting opportunity at $983, which is very, very close. Let's see if we can get there. $1272 lines up, so you have confluence at that 786. That's really good. There you go. If it did reverse there, right? How do you target? I mean, it just depends how you want to target. Like you could be conservative and just say, "Hey, man, I like a 50% retrace and a 61.8% retrace," right? Or you could pull a Casey Stubbs and go for A and C way down here. These are also viable. Okay, or you could 915 could be a target, critical support resistance. All right, you've seen it. How look at this major reversal area. I mean, it's maybe a beautiful target. You don't just have to always do Fibonacci. You can use critical thinking to come up with your reasons for taking profit somewhere on a short or a long. Okay, so look out on XPT Platinum. Okay. All right, Regeneron time now. You know, Bitcoin just blah, right? Just can't. It's just choppy. It's going up, but it's just so methodical, snooze fest type moves, right? Yeah, you talk about Momo shifting stuff, dude. Wow. Yeah, Regeneron. Yeah, I mean, you think like it went down to test. It looks like testing that June of 2017 high. It's bouncing off of it, but there wasn't an edge. There was no like reversal signal on the 4-hour anyway. It just kind of, you hit support. There were limit buys and it rallied like that. So man, look at that. Look at the lower. Look at the symmetry. It's beautiful, dude. I mean, complex head and shoulder stuff. So yeah, it could run up and hit 606, you know, and test previous all-time high all the way back from August of 2015. It could test that. It hasn't done that yet. So run up, test that, make another lower high, and dump again. All is possible. Not really seeing anything that sticks out as a good trade right now. It did really well today, up almost 3%, but yeah, high flyer, almost non-stop since the bullish shark and the falling wedge and the divergence, right? The edge, unreal, right? And then COVID helped too, a lot. Yeah, really nice back test there, to where, hey, yeah, eventually you could see the 605 or this peak right here at 593. See how you test those, but I don't really see. Yeah, look at, oh my god, man, it's like so choppy on the daily. Like there's just, I don't see an edge for a long, but I mean a long way down. So what we could do is, you look at 1414 fib extension from this high to low is where it reversed. Let's look at Fibonacci from the bottom to top now, since that's extremely appropriate. Low to high. Alright, so we've only achieved a 236. Your common retrace areas, 420.
Is that a joint?
To 514 between the 382 and the 61. This is your golden zone. So you haven't even hit the golden zone yet. 200-day moving average is also there. You haven't touched the 200-day moving average since like November 11th of last year. So it's been almost a year, dude. So after a big run like this, man, I don't know. You could be attempting your rally now, and there's definite resistance above you. Could rally to make a lower high, and then dump again, and then we could be going into a 3 to 6 month plus long correction, right? Where just a downtrend appears, but the correction's methodical. It's not too bad, too violent, and eventually you hit this area, and maybe we get a real edge that we could trade, just like we had an edge down here. There was certainly an edge down here. Wow, it was too perfect, man. Too freaking perfect. Okay, so that again will happen in time, but probably will take a while on this asset, and we've already identified on other assets where there are patterns that look like this. Right? Yes. I've already looked at a couple today in stream. So Bitcoin, back below 10,800s. It's like just up and down, man. Who knows? It already tested 10,950. That could have been it, man. Right, you made a 50% retrace.
Is that a join?
Good look, dude. Always appreciate a second look at it. Thank you.
Thanks, Grub Man. Clemson Jesus, man. Thanks, dude. Say hi to Davo. Who y'all playing this week? I'd like to see the lines. I don't even know, man. College football betting right now is so weird. Super weird. So Vago, 4 hours zoomed out. Kind of reminds me of the S&P on the weekly. But look at this, dude. Look at this upsloping support. Where it was resistance. I guess it's acting as support now. Eesh. Dude, anytime you break something like this that goes back to December of 2017, I don't know, man. No value. Hey, it could be a good for a short, but is there really an edge there? Nope, not really. Good God. Not like it's sold off. It's attempting a rally. It could make a lower high, and this could be... I mean, once you fall back down here, you know... Like horizontal line support at 329. That could be a target. Or we didn't... Yeah, look at this, man. So this could be like a good shorting opportunity. I mean, maybe. This is probably at a fib extension like the 1272 from your previous high to low. Look at that. Oh my God. The 1272 was tested one time at all-time highs September 3rd, and that's it. So if you confirm like a lower high here than the previous high at that 1272 fib extension, this could be a great area for one might go short, and their first target for profit taking or maybe exiting would be 329.57, because I'm telling you, you don't even see it. There is a gap, just like the S&P 500 had its own gap. August 21st, a gap and a previous all-time high breakout back test. Two things going on there. Why it'd be definitely reasonable to think that this could eventually go and knock those out, right? Market participants don't really know if, you know, right? Let's confirm it with a sell-off. Broadcom. It's semiconductors though, so you know, scary. I mean, it's like tough. Short and semiconductors, they're really hot right now, man. But I'm just saying, like, this is how we size things up, right? We're using Fibonacci, we're using critical, historical support resistance is upsloping to see whether we're out of it, but we've already, you know, hit that extension, and now we're attempting a rally, and it's not a higher high yet. There's your AVGO. Off go, Broadcom. Okay. Got my commodities list up, so let's just shift gears to gold. Here's gold hitting that supply line and reversing, not majorly, but definitely did. And even on the 4 hour, look at it. I mean, you know, only on one oscillator, and you know, it could get invalidated. It's not really invalidated. It's just, it's showing up. Look, there is some classic bearish divergence on the 4 hour on gold right now, but not on the RSI, only the MACD. So as long as it makes a higher low than 1938, it could pivot and run again and break out and see 1992. Always possible. Really dependent on the US dollar that we haven't looked at today, that we're about to right now. Okay. That is kind of rallying today, where the partial decline is not dead yet. Okay, so with gold, man, there were edges, there were trade setup opportunities. I mean, you can't be a FOMO moon boy and expect stuff now. It's super neutral. I mean, it's like you just had a huge buying climax, all-time highs, this mega sell-off, and now you're forming a price contraction, and the price contraction is a lower high than the previous high, where easily it could see lower prices or higher prices. Neutral, that's the freaking story of a symmetrical triangle, is neutrality. Okay. We've already looked at Bitcoin dominance chart really early in the stream. Wow. Okay, gold. Silver. Here you go, man. It's like descending triangle stuff, but also maybe it could be a double bottom. Really weak, man. Like not many bids coming in yet for silver. And I think everything's just kind of hinging on the US dollar, right? This has had an exceptional run, and right now you'd still be kind of paying premium for silver after such a great run. Remember this? Inverse head and shoulders, let's go. But now it could be a descending triangle, which is like kind of bearish. It also could be potential double bottom if you ever break above $28.83. It's still unclear. It's still very murky. But it wasn't unmurky. It was, we had a lot of opportunity in months past, but now a lot of things have played out, and there's just not opportunity on assets where there was ample amounts of opportunity, but there is opportunity on other assets now that we've been looking at, identifying, showing on stream, posting at everyone in the Patreon chat, right? I mean, like, you gotta keep moving, you gotta keep scanning. Okay, let's go to the DXY, the US dollar. Here it is, man, where you're not dead yet. Well, I mean, it's the asset's not dead yet. We're just saying, like, and it's holding that bottom right there, and it's always, if it ever hits this again, dude, at this point, 93.54, confirmed partial decline and real high chance of a breakout of the upside. That will be bad for everything in the short term. Everything. Oh yeah, US Foods. Oh yeah, it looks just like Cisco for good reason.
USFD when you get a second. Thanks, pal.
It's the same thing, man. Yeah, well, US Foods is the competitor, the main competitor to Cisco. And about, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, Cisco tried to acquire US Foods. It was going to happen. And then the Department of Justice thwarted it. They stopped it from happening because if US Foods and Cisco were going to merge, they would have been a real monopoly, like legit. So that's how close Cisco is, and this is the only, and so this company right here wanted to be a monopoly with Cisco. So yeah, lovely accumulation going on, a little bit behind Cisco in terms of like that performance, but look at this, man, isn't it? Higher lows, nice demand line. Don't know why I'm doing this here. Crap. So like mega support resistance kind of above you right now. And so I think in time USFD will test 25.84 to 26.58. And if you ever break that, I mean, probably the target would be $30 or so if you could ever break that. I know there's these peaks here and stuff, but man, this is like the mega one, the major one. So yeah, it's just like Cisco, and it's food service. It's like AMD, Nvidia almost. Not really, but you get it. Competitors. No, certainly not. How in the world could there be hidden bullish how in the world could there be bullish divergence on the 60-minute on Bitcoin just by looking at it and knowing it's just recently made a higher high than its previous high? It's impossible to make classic bullish divergence.
Could you take a look at spot?
Is that a joint?
I guess, man. Sure. Another big opportunity here, possibly, but bet's already in on Cisco. Oh my god, dude. What a beautiful double top. Jeez. Well, this will be one I could easily see eventually back testing $200. I mean, look at this, dude. It doesn't get prettier than this. Not really. It's a confirmed one, too, but, you know, whether it follows through or not. Right? Someone, you know, no one was requesting Spotify or whatever before the dump, you know, on the way up. There's crazy bearish divergence in the 4-hour. Crazy bearish divergence in the daily and 4-hour at the same time. So you had your selling signal. I don't know, kind of when it's a dump like that, that was kind of it there. These are things you look for, right? Just like on the other side, right? Pending price action versus the downside. It's a double top, class B bearish divergence. God, so annoying. I guess I just leave it alone there. Alright, RSI, just leave it. So, what's your target, dude? Pretty easy. Well, eventually. I mean, I don't even need a measured move. Like, you don't even need a measured move. You know the first target's $200 because it's multiple things. It's the previous all-time high from July of 2018, and it's a gap fill. That's it, dude. I don't even need to measure this structure to know what my target would be. You get what I'm saying? We'll see. It might line up like TA Tetris, right? It doesn't. And 100% measure move of this structure is around $185. But again, that doesn't change anything. I don't care. Like, if I was like short on this and it was like dumping for real, I mean, $200. Okay, there you go. It's your Spotify Infinite. Does that help? No, I would not call this a bull flag. No. It's a huge pattern, man. Oh. But yeah, of course, you could just make a higher low and rally again. I mean, probably it could have been a breakaway gap, but the breakaway gap happened, and now new data's out, and it's like confirmation of a double top. Look, I mean, right now there is no seller exhaustion. I mean, yeah, of course, like the negative momentum's waning. Yeah, it could rally again, get back above that neckline, make another lower high than your previous high. And that could be an area where maybe someone shorts, like, adds to their short position that they got in by identifying this structure, this pattern, this bearish reversal, right? Thanks for the 830-ish people tuned in. If you're enjoying the live stream, hit the like button, the bell, the sub, whatever. Big one's doing nothing, so no one cares about anything. I get it. This is like the way it's always been, man. It's crazy. Colby, I don't know on Overstock, man. It's kind of an arbitrary swing low. Just IMO. Alright, I've been live over an hour now. Go back to Bitcoin. Wrap it up. Hey man, there was no hype. I'll be doing extended streams when hype comes back. You know, it's like, what do you want? I mean, like we cover all the assets. You gain your value. We do education throughout it. Right? You're at an area where a major reversal to the downside could occur on Bitcoin, 10,952. That is not a joke area. It's real. It's been plotted here. So is 10,550. And look, I mean, this RSI demand line is meant to be broken. Eventually it will break the downside on price action downside, where you eventually could see 10K again. So until you break above 12K, I mean, you're in like a short-term downtrend right now. You might be in a long-term uptrend, but for now, you're in a short-term downtrend until you break 12K. You get that? On Bitcoin. You're below the 200 moving average on the 4-hour. Could be getting kind of tired on the 4-hour. Like the MACD just looks kind of blah, you know, where you could maybe make the argument there is bearish divergence, right? At that 10,982 area. So So if you want to see the rest of the analysis or more in-depth analysis on Bitcoin, just rewind the beginning of the stream. Yeah, we can look at Airy, you know, trade setup, whatever. It just wasn't doing things. I mean, it's okay. It's up almost 4% today and off another 6% day yesterday, roughly. Still not dead. My God, double bottoming on the 4 hour kind of was showing it was like a buying signal on the 4 hour. But it was like a continuation because there was a buying signal the first time around. And it started rallying and dumped and just made the same low and just continued on diverging. At least on the RSI. Yeah, and the MACD too. Well, MACD wasn't showing divergence the first time around. And it gave us tail end bullish divergence. Along with the continuation of RSI divergence. Like that. And then right here on the 4 hour, low to the lowest low, or the same low, excuse me. And you reverse, but who cares? You're not making a higher high yet, so not even close, man. Not even close. Yeah, but you're trying to break out again, right? Really try. The thing is, being above $10.89. Yeah, we got Bitcoin on my mind. Being above that, you're out of the danger zone. There is no danger. So I mean. So it's like what was once good is now even better because the 4 hour continued with its seller exhaustion indication, right? Look at this, man. This is just not a joke. You hold it once, you're making a slightly lower low, double bottom here with a falling wedge, with the divergence on the weekly, on the daily, the 4 hour, all time scales, like all stars, all planets have aligned on this asset. Look at the daily, then we go to the weekly. Oh my God, right? Look how fantastic it looks. It doesn't mean it's going 100% chance. It doesn't, doesn't mean it's gonna go to the upside. It could still fail, but dang, man, it's a specimen. It's like a bonsai with tons of root flare. It's like what you want, and this is the model you want in every potential trade setup. Everyone, weekly and daily and 4 hour bullish divergence all at the same time, and then on the monthly, something like this, where you've had no positive momentum since July 2018, but let's be real, since January of 2018. Okay, so add critical support and you're about to go positive again. So, Airy, not dead yet. Still looking fantastic, but not even close to being out of the woods, right? Let me make it visible on these lines here. There you go. Alright, so you're back out, man. You broke out again, dude. Whoa, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's be kings now. It's time. Dude, it gets spend so much time rallying and selling off, making inverse head and shoulders after a breakout, dude. There's so much time to go by because the weekly, daily, and monthly. So, patience on this one. Oh, butterfly too? It wasn't deep enough for a butterfly. Butterfly would be like 922 or something, so I just don't know how a butterfly could do that. How a butterfly could happen with the 4 hour, daily, weekly, monthly, all implying price action, reversal to the upside now, right? I don't know how you sell off one more time, right? So you know it, man. For Bitcoin, there's no edge. All that's going on is you've tested a resistance. You've made a common retrace from your previous local high to your low, 50%. On the dot, you look, man. By anchor, from my previous local high to my low, 50% retrace and no higher. So we get a 50% retrace. It wouldn't be weird if we get a major reversal to the downside, right? Just as it could continue on up and hit the 200 moving average in the 618 at 11,200 before majorly reversing the downside again. Okay, making a higher low, double bottom, or lower low. So this is business as usual, right? You knew that, right? We knew down here, hey, you haven't even made a 38% retrace yet? What a joke, man. You would think that we would go up to at least test the 382 at 10,685, maybe even 10,950. We've hit them both, right? So Again, just to reiterate that Bitcoin on the daily has, for the first time since August 10th, shown positive momentum on the histogram on MACD histogram, right? So make this less confusing. Where you have it's like an RSI downtrend that's being broken right now with the Momo going positive again for the first time in over a month, right? So that's good. But again, we got to break. You got to break 10,982 on the daily. There's no real resistance until 12K after 10,952. That's it. On the weekly, there's no resistance until 11,463 or so. Okay. No descending triangle at all on Bitcoin. No. All right, so I'll leave y'all to it. Thanks for the likes, love, support, contributions, everything. Enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your night, wherever you are. Till next time, respect the TA.
Thank you. know there's no love? Baby, I'm not cool enough. For what we have between us. Don't you know you lost my love? Tell you now there's no love. Baby, I'm not cool enough. For what we have between us. Don't you know you lost my love?